shortly. A bit of a traffic delay, unfortunately. The Rumusi bottleneck there is keeping him, but we hope he can be here very shortly, and he'll be helping us answer some interesting questions, and obviously it is about Etche. Remember on Monday we started, and I told you for this week and indeed up until next week, our aim is to get as many sons and daughters of Etche to try and answer some questions, whether it's political, whether it's religious, whatever it is. We'll be bringing them forth, to help answer some of these questions for you. Those of you who have been calling for the past year or two, making comments about the local government and some of the travels that have been experienced by the people in Etche. Now, sometime last year, our man, interestingly, who bears the same surname, talking about Nwala, Samuel, went into that area again, and this was in September. It says back then there were increasing cases of vandalism and theft of government school properties in some rural villages, generating concern. Some others, community secondary school Meche is without fencing for years, leaving the environment prone to vandals. Speaking on this, the community development chairman in Umechim, thank God Agbam, appealed to the River State government to deploy security officers to the school. We had a conversation about this. Now, he said that the community efforts to support learning is also threatened by the unfenced environment. He, however, appealed for laboratories and the library in the school. Once again, this was last year, back in September.
In community secondary school, where I come from, there's no security personnel in that school. Even the little amenities in that school are provided by the community. We have made several attempts requesting the government to come to provide security. They don't have basic learning equipment and materials. No library, no lab. The little ones that are available are the ones provided by the community, and they have been vandalized because there are no security in the school. And in fact, the place needs to be fenced.
All right, so you heard them. They were provided by the community, which is what we're doing this morning, because my guest is His Royal Highness Eze Ken Nwala. He's joining me this morning, and we are going to be talking about the role traditional leaders have to play in attracting development to Etche local government. Now, I'm sure some of you have questions, and I'd like for you to start to send those questions in. Fortunately, he has just made it into the studio this morning. Now, you can start sending those questions in, all right, for our guest this morning. And if you are a son or a daughter of Etche, all right, local government area, once again, I told you, because of the numbers, the sheer volume of calls that we've been receiving in the past 2 years, it's got people asking us, hey, look, why are people not focusing a lot on Etche? Well, we are doing so. On Monday, we spoke to Sir Ikechi Wogu, and this morning I am very pleased that the traffic notwithstanding, he's been able to make it into the studio this morning. All right, so I'm going to introduce our guest to you, and some of you probably know him. If you're from a Etche community, you probably know who our guest this morning, His Royal Highness Eze Sir Ken Nwala JP.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Jude.
Thank you very much for taking out the time to come. I know it was a bit of an inconvenience, but it's a pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, now, so just before you stepped in, we were listening to a clip from last year where some individuals complained about educational issues, the fence not available in one of the rural communities. This was Meche, all right, community secondary school, and the CDC person, if I'm not mistaken, community development chairman back then, that's thank God Agbam, said, look, the lab that was there, some of the equipment that were there were sourced by the community. Now, we've had Sir Ikechi Wogu on Monday talk to us and say, look, these are some of the reasons why there seems to be a lack of development in Etche. He mentioned political will, he mentioned some internal wranglings here and there, education being stifled, and we hope to get an educationist. But he also mentioned that, a lot of people look up to traditional rulers, but it seems as though, they have had their hands tied or they're not speaking. So, direct question, sir. You are one of the traditional rulers in that area.
Correct.
what role do you think your institution, the culture, you are the custodian of the culture and tradition of the people in Etche. What role do you think you and those like you have to play in attracting development to Etche?
Thank you very much, Jude. Meanwhile, let me apologize for coming slightly late.
We understand the traffic.
I didn't know that they were doing another flyover by that Rumusi. I've been there for over 20 minutes. So apologies, please.
Please, thank you.
All right. Traditional institution, not just in Etche, not just in River State, not just in Nigeria, is the bedrock of development in any society. Without the traditional institution, there won't be any society in the first place. Because we are the heartbeat of the people. We feel what they feel. We mourn when they mourn. We are happy when they are happy. We're also angry, just like everybody in the country is angry. We're also angry. So there's no development, meaningful, without the traditional institution. Most times when we had engagement with the political class, we tell them, without us, there won't be any political class. So, if there is no peace, if there is no harmony, there won't be any development. If they were shooting guns here now, if there was crisis in this place, I won't be able to get here. True. I will have looked for alternative route.
Yes.
So you can't talk about anything in any society without traditional rulers. That is how nature made it. You see, even sometimes our functions and responsibility the politicians try to usurp it, but you find that they cannot. Because most of the political leaders do not feel what I just told you we feel. I'm coming from Etche. I live there.
You reside in Etche?
Of course. Etche people will attest to that. I live in Etche. I know my people and my people know me. I can't come here to start telling you we have done this. We've done a lot to attract development. That's why they say traditional rulers are Ajip. I'm sure you don't know what Ajip is. Ajip is we support and stand by any government in power. Because governments come and go. Political government.
Yes, political.
But we are there till the end of time. I will leave my throne the day I ascend to my ancestors. So you can see how important the role we are playing is. I won't be coming from Etche if Etche is not peaceful. I won't be living there if the place is in crisis. So you can't. Education, anything you like it. The root is in the traditional leadership.
All right, so the root is in traditional leadership, and like you said, and I'm very sure we will have people calling in very soon. We have very limited time this morning, just about 20 minutes after our next break. We are going to be talking a little bit about some of the things that have happened in the past, and then going forward, what you think as a traditional ruler, you should do or should do. And those who are around you should also do. Now, you send your WhatsApp messages to 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. That's where you send us your WhatsApp messages to. You can stream, you can follow us live right now at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and on X. How can traditional leaders foster development in Etche? In particular, we've gone general. When we come back from this break, we'll now particularize the questions, the comments, the complaints that you have been sending over the past 2 years, and we'll see what the traditional rulers, and in the person right now of His Royal Highness Etche Nwala, joining me in the studio. Stay tuned. More to come right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Jerusalem clan, His Royal Highness Eze Seken Nwala JP is in the studio this morning. We only have 12 minutes of conversation. We're going to open the phone lines very shortly, and your questions have already started coming through. This morning, we are finding out what the traditional rulers can do to foster development in Etche. My name is Jude, and you are welcome to your conversation station. All right, Your Highness, sir, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you, Jude.
All right, so we are want of time, so let's get straight into it. Now, you've given the background. Now, in Etche in particular, you are one of the traditional rulers.
Correct.
Is there synergy amongst the rest of you? Etche is one of the, if not the only local government that I can remember in recent history that has not one, not two, but three first-class traditional schools. Are you all in tandem with the development of Etche? If so, how come the people are still raising these questions?
Yeah, it's not Etche that has traditional first class schools in River State. There are other.
There are a few, yeah, but
Etche is one of them.
Yes, Etche is one.
And we are happy. We are grateful to the government of the day for that. We are in tandem. There's an adage in my place that says even the ants have a leader. Do you know that? Correct. Even you see all the ants filed together. Within them, you still find a leader. So we have, and we know our roles. We know our responsibilities. We know where we stop and where we don't go into. Every nature is distinct, and they are of the equal status. Despite the rank that government gives anybody, is the same thing. The people are governed by our traditions, and it's the tradition that guides every citizen, every indigenous of Etche. So we know our onions, we know our head. The head of the tradition is Onyishi Etche, and nobody comes to that stool. Is the paramount head and paramount ruler of Etche land, followed by we that are in the second saddle to that throne. So we know I protect and guide you don't forget, the main role of any traditional ruler is to maintain peace and order in his domain. The second role is to attract development. These key two roles are what we play. The development can come in terms of education, in terms of empowerment, in terms of scholarship, in terms of anything, as long as it is positive to the society. Then we're doing well. Like, I can highlight 100 here, sitting here, what we have done in the last 10 years. And incidentally, this is my 10th year on the throne. Okay. So, but if you ask Etche people, I know they will talk to you when the time comes. They will tell you what we are doing.
Yeah, but
to make sure the land is safe.
but they're also, in terms of safety now, right? I know largely, like you said, you live in Etche. You can say what's going on.
Yeah.
But, we have reports, and we sent reporters out last year in particular. One of them is actually, a son there. His name is Samuel Nwala. So, but go and tell us what's going on in your area. And some of the reports, cited roads. We have one caller who calls and say, look, there's one road that's very close to the LMA junction that the people get robbed there very frequently. That is becoming terrible. Umechem, for example, the health center has been virtually moribund for years. And all these things, you should know them.
Yes, Jude, the complaints are generic. It is not particular to any village or community in Etche. Now, don't forget, Etche is the new Port Harcourt. Like I said, 25 minutes, I left my village, I'm here. In most urban cities in the world, you sit in the train for 2 hours, 1 hour, within the same city. But just that the government of the day, sometimes I don't know. Because these are areas you can expand. There's no business on a chairman living in Port Harcourt in the first place. But it's 25 minutes away. Why do you come and pay rent here? So, urbanization is hitting us. And don't forget that development does not come only in one way, or it doesn't come positive all the time. When development is coming, it comes with all the negatives as well. comes with crime, it comes with criminals, it comes with all those things that associate with it. Now, it is our duty, and which is we are doing, to make sure that we eliminate the bad side, and then only attract the positive side.
All right, so
that's what we're doing.
017-923-0002, 017-923-0007. We have to manage our time. It's not the only conversation we're going to have with His Royal Highness. We have plans to get him in another time. But we're starting this period, like I said, for the next week or two, we're going to be focusing a lot on a Etche community.
The views and opinions shared on this program not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
All right, sir. So there are some questions that have come already. You've been seeing the computer. Yeah. We have confidence from Ozuzu Etche. Says, Onyeze, please, may I know the relationship between the traditional rulers and the political class in Etche that has warranted this slow development in Etche land, sir?
There is no disconnect between the traditional rulers and the political class. Like I said, what I see, because I am there and I am part of it, is that they try to usurp our responsibilities. They try to. I live with the people. I know, I feel the pulse of the people. But sometimes they don't consult us, even when they do what they do. But it doesn't stop us from doing what we are supposed to do. We're in direct contact with the state government. From time to time, we meet with the state government. And we tell them
that this is what's going on.
This is what's going on.
Okay, Etche is speaking to us from Mandela. Etche, we have a minute. We have a minute for each call because we need to maximize our time. Mira is not quicker. Mira, good morning to you, please.
Hi, good morning, dude.
Good morning, please.
Good morning to the Parliament ruler. I just, with all due respect. Now, I want to ask. Now, when crime happens in these communities, I want the Parliament ruler to tell me, what are the measures that they are using to discipline their sons and their daughters that are perpetrating crime in their community? They're bringing bad men to the communities.
Okay, that's a very good question, Mira. Thank you very much. We have to go straight into that.
Yes, like I said, I will highlight the key words. Just last week, you can confirm that from anybody. Just like we had a raid on the, will I call it the
hideouts or
the spots?
Okay, the
bad spots of the criminals. Ask anybody from my clan. I won't want to say it. We arrested 11 of those small. We call them the little thieves who always pick and snatch motorbikes and all that. 11, as we speak. I'm sure Etche will call to confirm it. 11 of them are in prison. Last year, October, we arrested 7. They also languishing in prison. So we are not resting. This is not done by the political class. I have to say this here.
Okay.
This is done by traditional rulership, who feels that the communities are the safe place for people. And if you don't make them safe for people, everybody will run away from there. So we do everything. We have our vigilantes that work with us 24/7.
Okay.
And that's when I heard about this local state police. I was excited. I want to see it happen yesterday, because I know what it will do. Nobody will protect your land more than you that owns the land.
Okay.
And I know that we're going to work in that regard.
Now, Chris is saying, please, sir, we need you to work more and don't allow politicians mislead you, talking to your people. Do you think that the people actually feel that you are being controlled by the politicians?
Like I said, people are my witness. No politician controls me. Control me in which way? Like I said, I am a natural ruler. There's no tenure in traditional rulership. Okay. I am there till death. So it is what I do today that will stand for me tomorrow when I'm no longer there. Chris, so nobody controls me.
Chris is in Woji. Chris, good morning to you. Very quickly, make a comment. We have just a minute.
Yeah, good morning. Let me ask. Where's the checkout?
Kankao.
The only problem we are having at times way our, we have traditional rulers and we have these political rulers. And they are the people that are giving us problems in our land.
Correct.
So please, differentiate yourself. I like the way you speak to us. Differentiate yourself from these political kings. The political tool is not something that they look at the way most of the governors, they will look at the king and say, look at how your head look like.
Okay.
Look at this king that...
Okay, all right, Chris, thank you very much. Williams in the Etche. Williams, very quickly, we have just 2 minutes.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please, according to the RINS, he's talking about development that the case is very close to the city in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
And I don't know what they are doing there's no bank in the Etche. There's no police station as Etche, and they say they want to be among the cities that is developing in Etche. I don't know what they are trying to do.
Okay, all right. So, 40 seconds. Let's see if we
Banks, development, like I said, development comes with so many things. It doesn't come in one way to bring both the good and the bad. I know that the good and the bad are twins. Wherever you see good, you see evil. So, but it is the responsibility of traditional rulers to make sure that they minimize the bad. And that's what we are doing.
So hopefully, as you minimize it, institutions like that, banking
will come. We already, I won't tell them the plans we are making.
Okay.
But in no time, some of these things they anticipate to see, they will start seeing them.
Okay, all right. So we have obligations that we have to meet, but the conversation is not done, not by the stretch of the imagination. Today, we've been very fortunate to speak to His Royal Highness Ken Nwala. Thank you very much for joining us. Further conversations will be needed, and we hope to get you interested and also involved in our conversations, please.
Thank you.
All right, so my name is Jude. Obligations must be met. I'm sorry, but when we have more time, like I just said, we'll get more Etche sons and daughters to highlight some of the complaints that you have been voicing for us over in the past 2 years. Good morning.